So I ordered a bunch of metal, which is actually behind you. You guys can't see it, but man, 20-foot lengths of like 5 different, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different types of metal at 100 foot of each, 20-foot lengths. It's like 5 pipes of each. Not to mention all the metal over here too, which is from previous projects. Takes up a lot of space. It's bulky. It's in the way. It's heavy. So what I'm going to do today, because I'm tired of always constantly having to move stuff around with the forklift, is I'm going to build a rack that can go on the wall over here, that'll hold all the tubing and sheet metal, and I can easily pick it up with the forklift and whatnot. So that is my objective. It should fit perfectly between the rails on the wall here. Between there and there, I believe, is like 25 feet. So I can put a few different racks. I'm going to put one like where those buckets are, another one on the other side of that, and then one there. Actually, I really only need 3. 1, 2, 3 should be enough. So I'm going to try and get away with 3. If it's not strong enough, then I'll do another, 1 or 2. I'm going to switch my jacket. This is a sweater, possibly flammable, sparks. Also, the grinder can grab onto these, and then, you'll be surprised how fast a grinder can come at your face when it's pulling this in at, 14,000 RPMs. So, just better safe than sorry. Plus, my welding jacket has flames on it. Dead on. That's how you know you're a metal fabricator. I marked out where I want to weld this in that's equal to the other one that we have already done. I'm using these clamps because the way that they're set up, this gap isn't big enough to actually grab onto a 2-inch bar in the orientation it is. It would work if it was just a straight corner, but because it's a 3-way, essentially, it won't grab on the way I want it to. So what I'm doing is I'm using it as a square, and I'm putting tension onto both just to make sure that this is square with this, and that'll keep it from walking too much. It's going to move a little bit when you heat it with the welder, or like when you apply the heat from the welder. Things are just going to warp. Like I said in the previous video, I don't have a fixture table. If I did, I could clamp everything down and then like line everything up, weld it together, and nothing would move, and it would be able to cool like that, which would keep it in the exact orientation. But if I was building these for customers and I was doing like 20 or 30 or 100 of them, I would have a fixture table to make sure that they're all consistent and exact and perfect every time. But because it's from my shop, it's just no reason to worry about it. So if there's an issue, like let's say one sags too much, I'll just grab it with the forklift and bend it back. So whatever. All right, here we go. Pretty much, all right to move it around. I wouldn't put any weight on it or anything like that, but I can move it and then get that top one out from under this pallet so I can get it measured out and square, because that one's got to overhang 8 inches to meet or to overhang past those crossbars on the wall over there. So take care of that right now, and then we can weld up this one, same thing I did with this one, and then I'll cook all the welds in, and then I can cut the gussets and put the plates on, and then we can start moving all this crap out of the way, drill a couple holes in the floor and on the wall, and should be able to put everything away. Typically when you weld overhead, things will burn you, and it's never fun, especially when they go like on your head or like down your back. That's always my favorite. Makes me wonder why the hell I decided to be a metal fabricator. But you know, when you build something awesome, it tends to be worth it. Basically, I got through doing this one rack. I wanted to make sure I liked the way it looked before I continued on to the other two. Put some gussets in for strength. I actually stood on this one, and I'm like 265, so worked out pretty good. I still got to weld on the back brace here for mounting to the wall. I welded the bottom plates in so we can anchor them. And then I believe I'm gonna put kind of just like small plates on here just to prevent the round bars from rolling off. I kind of wish I would have built it with a slight angle leaning backwards, but I didn't. So I'm already committed. This is what's happening. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So we'll just get to it. So I realized what I want to do for the back. So because I need to have this kind of mounted before I can really realize if 3 is going to be enough to hold all the weight I'm going to put on it, or if I have to make the other ones, I actually am going to repurpose some scrap metal that I had. And these already are drilled out, as you can see, which is going to make life a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on my saw, and I'm going to cut these into 2-inch strips. And then they'll sit on here perfectly, and I can weld them in. And they'll just essentially sit like this, with no overhang, obviously. Just nice small pieces. And the holes will already be there, so you really can't beat that. So here we go. As you guys might know, when I was building the base plates or the feet for this, I drilled them out with 1/2 inch on the drill press, and I had them all bunched together, which the videos, you've already seen the video. They were all kind of put together, and then I drilled them out, and they're supposed to be 1/2 inch. And then I bought a 1/2 inch concrete bit for the anchor, which I bought the anchors also. These are 1/2 inch. Drill bit's 1/2 inch. The drill bit for this was 1/2 inch. But here's the thing. That does not go through there. So in order to install this, it's very counterproductive as far as like accuracy. You'd have to be like really precise to make sure that everything's perfect, including like your angle of your concrete bit. Because if this is off a little bit and you try to line them up, that's not going to work. But it'll fit through this way. So you could like pre-connect everything, put it down, pound all, put everything through, put your washer on, put your nut on, have them sit like this, have your holes already pre-drilled, and then line up everything, set it on, and then pound down your anchors into the holes, and then, tighten your nuts and everything should be fine. But that seems like kind of a lot of work, and like,
not really like fun. I don't know. I wouldn't say like not fun, but not, work's what you make it, right? Like I enjoy this because I know what I'm building. But like if I had to do this for like a job, I don't know if I would enjoy it. Like for somebody else, I should say. So here's the thing. What I'm gonna do, I got a 5/8 drill bit, and I'm just gonna literally buzz a new hole on all the plates because the washer's big enough that it'll hold it and it's not gonna be a problem. As you saw in the time lapse, I already anchored that top middle one with a bolt through the top, which I just, I'll loosen it up. It's not a big deal. So I'll loosen that one up, pull the thing off, flip them all upside down, put a drill on this and just beep, 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 all the holes really quick. And then should be able to mount everything and be done with it. And then all I have to do really after that is go get like a 1-inch drill bit out of my toolbox and cut the holes on the top of the very tip of the beams, so that like the metal doesn't roll off like I've said before. So back to time lapse. Enjoy. Got to finish mounting the bolts on the top, drill out the plates to make them a little bit bigger so the bolts will go through. On the bottom, anchor everything down, and then I can start loading the metal on. And I've got a cool little gauge, like a angle finder with like lasers. So I'm going to use that when I load the metal on just to see how much it bends, just to see. I'm curious. So we'll get you a close-up shot of that so you guys can see too. Other than that, yeah, we're almost done. Let's get to it. So depending on how much force you're putting into the drill bit, I'm very impatient, so I'll dull my tips out pretty fast, and then they're not sharp and they don't do anything. So if I keep grinding a fresh surface, then this edge stays really sharp, right? And then I can cut through the metal I'm trying to drill through much quicker. So I'm not sure exactly what angle you're supposed to be at, but as long as honestly you have like a sharp tip, it'll be fine. So So it's an angle finder. What it's going to do is it's going to tell us as soon as I put pressure on it. Here, watch. So let's let it level out. Not going to touch it. So 89.88, 89.87. Okay, now watch. So as soon as you put force on it, it lowers the number because the angle is different, right? Right now it's supposed to be around 90. This thing's kind of weird though. Like if you set it to 90 or like on something you think is flat, even if you change it just slightly, as soon as you get to 90, it like automatically goes the other direction. You see? So like it never says 90 unless you're like perfectly at 90, which I've never actually got it to do that. So it's a very difficult number to touch. So because 90 will go the other direction as soon as you hit 90. It says the other direction. Anyways, so flip it upside down, That way Danny can see it. I can also see it from the forklift because I have a laser on. See? So I can take a Sharpie and mark that. And then if I put weight on it, that moves. See? Goes up. Slightly, but it goes up. It'll be more drastic if I show you on this one. Because I can stand on this one. See the line down there? Right? So now watch. I'm going to stand on it. Watch the line. Let's see. See how it changes when I'm bouncing? And the number changes too. So as soon as I put the weight on it, I can watch from the forklift to see how much it bows. You know, as long as we don't like lose it completely, and it goes boop, 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 like that. Cool. So which one I put where? So far so good. Yeah! Legit! Should we do a victory dance? That's my version of a victory dance. Dude, not even phased. That was actually pretty impressed. I'm pretty stoked. Very impressed by myself. I impressed myself, boys. I impressed myself. So now, on another day, I will organize this according to like size, shape, you know, things that go on there. Because there's all kinds of different stuff on there right now. But I can put the sheet metal down here, which is awesome because there's 2 sheets right there that are in the way, and that aluminum, which is kind of fragile. So I'll put the steel down first, and then I'll put the aluminum on top. And then I'll put the aluminum on top of here too for the 4-inch and whatnot, which I think is still over there. So cool. We got DOM, square tube, round tube, rectangle tube, flat bar, round bar, all thread, little tube, big tube. All right, that's a wrap, boys.